Linda Lee, defense attorney, what are you going to do with a client like Terry at this point? Keep her quiet, keep her out of the way?
Exactly. Hear no evil, see no evil, speak no evil. In this case, I would definitely have Terry be quiet. Anything she says is going to definitely be used against her and quiet her friend. Dee Dee needs to be quiet as well. I mean, she can also face charges if she has any involvement. So I say mom's the word. I'd keep them both very quiet.
Can anybody just go walk in the door and look at your paperwork and your files and find out where that money came from? There are ethics that have to be followed in terms of receiving payment. Am I right, Linda?
That's correct. There are ethics that are involved with receiving payment, but I don't believe they'd be able to go into that unless it's through the family law case. Through the family law case, if that is in fact marital property that she used that money for, and if it's marital funds, then yes, then the court would be entitled to that.
But Linda Lee, I'm trying to find a motive here. She's got a new baby with this man. She apparently has had a decent relationship with Kyron. What? All of a sudden she wants to punish him for finding out all these oddities about her sexuality and all that stuff. It's starting to make me wonder, was maybe their relationship on the rocks and she wanted to get back at him for something? If she's responsible.
Well, I think the reality here is that there are two different issues. The fact that she had an extramarital affair is not related to the fact that he is missing. Those are two different things. And if I were her attorney, I would argue that they could be two separately different things. And you may disagree, but let me tell you this. The reality is that just because someone wants to step out on their husband, that that is evidence that it had anything to do with the child. Now, I think there are other things that point to that.
I would expect you to say that as a defense attorney, definitely. Yeah,
exactly.
Linda Lee, maybe they're just trying to keep people updated without playing their hand, revealing their hand.
And that is definitely a tactic used by prosecutors. I used to be a prosecutor. Generally speaking, when they go in with the grand jury, the reason they're doing that is because they don't have probable cause for an arrest. They don't have enough evidence. So they do the grand jury method so that they can get some evidence here. The hopes that what you do in the dark will soon come to light. And that's what they're hoping here. And I think that if they're going to use Dee Dee's cipher to get to that point, they may have a bit of trouble if she's involved with this, because she's probably going to plead the Fifth Amendment, her right not to incriminate herself. And I would advise her to do so. She has the right to remain silent. I'd ask her to use it.
But Linda Lee, defense attorney, it sounds like somehow she was under this guy's spell.
Well, I think that the drug addiction is possibly a factor here. That can be something that it used to lure her in. And it really goes to the issue of whether or not she went willingly or not. This may not be a kidnapping at all. Of course, what the witness just said about seeing her with bruises tends to lead to the point that perhaps it was a kidnapping. But if drugs are involved and something as powerful as meth, there is no telling whether or not at this stage, whether or not it was an actual kidnapping or if she went with him voluntarily.